Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision making specialist. And today is March 30th, 2020. That means 14 days in shelter in place, 2 weeks. And I just found out that we will now have an extension until May 1st. Yikes. I have mixed feelings about that. There's a part of me that is fatigued in terms of this being a new routine that to me doesn't always offer me the choices that I would like. On the other side, I'm kind of liking just being at home, taking my classes, talking to clients on the phone, and being able to stay put. So there's sometimes a mixture, sometimes a bit of a conflict. And sometimes I miss some of the things before this in shelter. And I realized that it wasn't necessarily a big, huge thing. There were small things, like just having a lunch with one of my friends and just catching up and being able to hug when we saw each other and relaxing and having it be kind of like a mini vacation. Or just deciding that I was going to just wander up and down the boulevard, the streets, and just kind of look in the windows and see what's going on and give my brain a break. That, and just simply waking up, knowing I had a choice of going out and doing whatever I wanted or not. And so sometimes it's a little hard for me to look at this as a luxury. On my very best days, which I try to have more and more of, I realize that it's really a value that I believe in, and I'm guessing you do too, and that is about serving and helping and participating in the goodness and the wellness of all of us. And that's the part that remembers that we're all in this together, and that what we do by washing our hands, not touching our face, disinfecting the surfaces, staying home as much as possible, being very careful to keep our physical distance if we go for groceries, and really noticing what we need and what we want. That makes a difference financially. It makes a difference in terms of somebody behind us that wants a bottle of oil can have their bottle because I chose not to take two when it was really tempting. What if the shelves run out? What if for some reason we're not even allowed to go to the grocery store? All of those what ifs just tingle and rattle around in the back of my mind. And I realized that when I make a decision these days, I need to be careful. And what I need to be careful is that I'm not making a decision out of panic and out of my emotions and out of my what ifs. Because our thoughts create the actions that we take. Our belief is something that matters in terms of the choices that we make. The what if can put us into a tailspin of just franticness, or the what ifs can cause us to just freeze and not accomplish anything. So our thoughts matter. if when we go to the store, we can remember that we're going to be okay, even if we're not sure how, even if we have a lot of what ifs, we are going to be okay. And think about the things that you've already been okay with. All the things in the past that you thought you never could survive, and you did. And we never got a guarantee. We just did 3 things. 1, we had a really strong reason that we wanted to get from point A to B, to do it, to get it done, and be successful at it. The second is we just did it. We didn't get caught up and tripped and drowned in all the self-doubts. And the third thing is we kept doing it. And we didn't overanalyze it if we made a mistake. And I am guessing that you have times that that has happened to you, and you have walked through fire, ice, whatever it felt like to you, and you did it. And you know what? One of those times is when you were learning how to walk. You know, when you were learning how to walk, you didn't even have a word for it. You just knew that there was something over there, or something over there, or something there, and you wanted to get there. And nobody was taking you, so you were going to figure out a way. And so what did you do? You kind of tried to hang on to something and pull yourself up. And if you fell, you just got right back up again. And you kept getting back up again. And you kept doing it. And you didn't drown in what ifs. And you learned how to walk a little bit steady. Later on, in the beginning, not quite so steady, a little wobbly, and down you'd go, and then you'd come back up. You didn't quit. You didn't quit. You didn't say, oh, well, you know, I'll do it later on. I'll do it when I'm older. Any of those things. You believed and you had faith in yourself, even though you didn't have the words for it. And guess what? After you learned how to walk, you learned to run. There was another level. And then after you learned to run, there were other levels. And you did it. And you kept on. You didn't give up. The reason I know you didn't give up is because you're right here. Look around. You did it. And even though our in-shelter goes for the whole rest of the month of April, I know that wherever you are, we can do it. We don't have to figure out the 29th of April. We don't have to figure out the 10th of April. All we really need to do for ourselves is one day at a time, and share, be of service, help where we can. And another thing too is that I started getting pretty nostalgic yesterday, and a lot of things I missed. So what I did, I don't know if it'll work for you. If it does, fine. If not, toss it. We only want what will work for you. What I did is I made a list of the things that I missed from back in the day. And on that list, I realized 2 things. One, that was a list of appreciations of what really was important to me. And the other is that I had a list to put in my toolbox to take with me for when I do get to go out. so I remember what matters. And I can get more of those, or move it to a new level, do it more often, give myself permission to be more, to be bolder, to have a better story that I want to live. Add all of that to your story. And thanks for coming. I want you to have a story that is so marvelous. You love it and you want to share. All right? Let me know what you miss so I know what you appreciate. And I'll be back tomorrow and I'll be looking for you. Take care. Bye for now.